Hi.
Hey everyone, welcome to Emma Daily Podcast. I'm Emma.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Emma. I'm Michael. Today, we're going to explore a simple idea that can make your English feel more natural and more confident. And if you've ever understood English but struggled to speak it, this conversation is for you.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched English videos, learned new words, and practiced again and again, but still felt nervous when it was time to speak?
Or maybe you know what you want to say, but the words just don't come out.
That's actually one of the most common problems English learners face.
And the surprising thing is, the solution is often much simpler than people think.
So stay with us because in today's conversation, we're going to share some practical ideas, real examples, and everyday English that you can start using right away.
No pressure, no complicated grammar, just a relaxed conversation and useful English.
So grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and enjoy the conversation. All right, let's get started.
Today, we have a very important topic.
Yes, a topic that affects all of us.
Time.
Or, more specifically, how we waste it without even noticing.
That's true. And the funny thing is, most people don't wake up and say, today I'm going to waste 3 hours.
Exactly. It usually happens little by little. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and suddenly the whole evening is gone.
Ouch. That sounds a little painful.
Maybe, but don't worry, we're going to keep this simple and hopefully a little fun too.
Before we continue, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying Emma Daily Podcasts, please subscribe and share this episode with a friend who is learning English.
Especially that friend who always says, I don't have time to learn English.
But somehow spends an hour watching random videos.
We all know someone like that.
Sometimes that person is me.
And sometimes it's me too.
So, Emma, what does "don't waste your time" really mean?
Good question. For me, it means being careful with the hours we have, because once time is gone, we can't get it back.
That's true. Money can come back, but time can't.
Exactly. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a small bottle of water. Every day, that bottle is full.
Okay.
And every choice you make uses a little of that water. Some choices help you, some don't.
I like that example. It's simple.
And that's why wasting time feels so frustrating, because deep down, we know we could have used that time for something better.
Have you ever finished scrolling on your phone and then asked yourself, what was I even watching?
Oh yes, more times than I'd like to admit.
Same here. You start with one short video, then another, and suddenly 40 minutes disappear.
And the strange part is, you don't even feel rested afterward.
Exactly. You feel tired, maybe a little guilty, and sometimes disappointed.
That's because not all breaks are helpful breaks.
That's an interesting idea.
And it reminds me of something that happened to me recently. I thought I was taking a quick 10-minute break. Just 10 minutes, that's all. But what happened next taught me a very important lesson about time.
So, Emma, after that experience, what was the first thing you changed?
I started doing something very simple. I made a tiny plan.
A tiny plan?
Yes, not a big plan, not a perfect plan, just a tiny one.
I like the sound of that already.
Think about a GPS. Before you start driving, you enter an address, right?
Right?
Without an address, you can drive for a long time and still not know where you're going.
That's true. You move a lot, but you don't really make progress.
Exactly. And many people do the same thing with their day. They wake up and say, "Today I want to improve my English."
That sounds good.
It does, but it's not clear. What exactly are you going to do?
Ah, I see.
A tiny plan is much easier. For example, today I'll learn 3 new words. Or today I'll listen to 10 minutes of an English podcast.
That feels much less stressful.
And that's the point. When the goal feels small, it's easier to start.
You know, that reminds me of something. When I started learning another language, I told myself I would study for 1 hour every day.
Let me guess, it didn't last very long.
Not at all. Some days I was tired, some days I was busy, and after missing a few days, I felt disappointed.
I think many listeners can relate to that.
Then I changed my plan. Instead of 1 hour, I promised myself just 10 minutes.
And what happened?
It became much easier. Most days, I actually studied longer, but because the goal was small, I wasn't afraid to begin.
That's a great lesson. Sometimes small steps take us further than big promises.
So, our first tip is simple. Give your day a clear direction.
Exactly. A tiny plan can save a lot of wasted time.
That's a powerful tip. What's next?
Tip number 2, use your pocket time.
Pocket time. I like that phrase.
Me too. Think of time like coins in your pocket. Some coins are big, some are small.
And most people only look for the big ones.
Exactly. They think, I need 1 free hour, but they forget about the little moments. 5 minutes waiting for a bus, 7 minutes before lunch, 10 minutes before bed.
Those little moments don't seem important.
Alone, maybe not, but together they can become something powerful.
That's true. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it adds up.
It really does. You can review a few words, listen to a short podcast, read 1 page of a story.
That feels realistic, especially for busy people.
Speaking of busy people, I have a friend who improved her English almost entirely during pocket time.
Really?
Yes, she has a full-time job and 2 children. She never had long study sessions, but she always found small moments.
What kind of moments?
Walking to the bus, waiting for coffee, a few minutes before sleep. Little moments most people ignore.
And those small moments made a difference?
A huge difference. A few months later, she noticed she understood more English, and speaking felt easier too.
That's amazing. Small coins becoming a treasure.
Exactly. And maybe our listeners can ask themselves something right now.
What's that?
Where are the small pockets of time hiding in my day?
That's a really good question.
And that brings us to our 3rd tip, a tip that completely changed the way I looked at learning English.
Now I'm curious.
Because the truth is, if learning English feels like a punishment, your brain will always try to escape from it.
That's so true. Nobody runs towards something they don't enjoy.
Exactly. That's why our 3rd tip is simple. Make English enjoyable.
Not easier, enjoyable. There's a difference.
Yes. Think about your favorite hobby. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's movies. Maybe it's stories. Maybe it's cooking.
Whatever it is, try bringing English into that world.
I remember doing that with music. There was one song I loved. I listened to it almost every day. At first, I only understood a few words.
What did you do?
I printed the lyrics. I highlighted new words. I sang along, sometimes badly. Very badly.
That's usually how learning starts.
Exactly. But because it was fun, I stayed with it, and little by little, my English improved.
That reminds me of my experience. I love stories, especially short series.
Really?
Yeah. At first, I watched with subtitles in my own language. Then later, I switched to English subtitles. And one day, something interesting happened.
What happened?
I understood a whole scene without reading anything.
It was a small moment, but it felt like a huge victory.
Those little victories matter. They keep us moving forward.
Exactly. When learning becomes enjoyable, it stops feeling like work.
And that's when many people make real progress.
So, tip number 3 is simple. Don't just study English, live with it.
Listen to songs, watch stories, play games, laugh at funny videos. Find something you already enjoy.
Because if English becomes part of your life, you'll spend less time forcing yourself to learn.
Speaking of things that steal our attention, I think we should talk about something dangerous.
Dangerous? Now I'm curious.
Most of us carry it in our pocket every day.
I think I know where this is going.
Your phone.
The famous time thief.
Exactly. Tip number 4, watch out for time thieves.
I like that phrase, time thieves.
Because they don't knock on the door. They quietly steal a few minutes, then a few more, and before you know it, an hour is gone.
I remember one evening I picked up my phone to check one message. Just one message.
Let me guess, it wasn't just one message.
Not even close. One message became one video became 5, then I started reading comments, then another video appeared.
And suddenly, the whole evening disappeared.
Exactly. And the strange thing was, I didn't feel happy afterward. I just felt tired.
I think many listeners know that feeling.
The feeling where you ask yourself, where did all that time go?
That's why we need small boundaries, not big rules, just small ones.
Like what?
Sometimes I put my phone in another room. Sometimes I turn off notifications. And sometimes I finish my English practice before opening social media.
That's smart. You're protecting your attention.
Exactly, because attention is valuable. Once it disappears, it's hard to get back.
And when you protect your focus, you often finish things faster.
Which means less stress and more free time later.
You know, Emma, there's something important we should mention.
What's that?
When people hear "don't waste your time," some of them think they must work every minute of the day.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's not true at all.
Really?
Of course not. Rest is not wasting time.
That's an important difference.
Think about your phone battery. If you use it all day and never charge it, what happens?
It dies.
Exactly. People are the same. We need rest. We need sleep. We need quiet moments.
I learned that lesson the hard way. One night I stayed up working on a project. I thought working longer would help.
Did it?
Not really. I spent 2 hours struggling. The next morning, after sleeping well, I finished the same work in 30 minutes.
That's a perfect example. Sometimes resting is the productive choice.
So the goal isn't to work all the time.
The goal is balance. A little work, a little learning, a little fun, and a little rest.
I like that. It feels more human.
Exactly. And before we continue, there are a few words we've used today that can help our listeners sound more natural in English.
That's true, and one of those words is actually very powerful.
Yes, because once you understand this word, you might start looking at your time very differently.
That's true. And one of those words is actually very powerful.
Yes, because once you understand this word, you might start looking at your time very differently.
Which word are we talking about?
Intentional.
That's a good one. What does it mean in simple English?
When you're intentional, you do something on purpose, not by accident. You make a choice.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. I can say, I'm intentional with my time. Or, I want to be more intentional and spend less time scrolling on my phone.
I like that. It's a simple word, but it has a strong meaning.
Exactly. Now let's talk about another word. Vague.
Yes. We used that earlier.
Vague means not clear. For example, I want to improve my English. That's a nice goal, but it's vague.
Because we don't know exactly what to do.
Right. But if you say, today I'll learn 3 new words, that's clear. That's not vague.
Small difference, big result.
Exactly. And we also talked about pocket time.
One of my favorite ideas from today's episode.
Mine too. Pocket time means those small moments during the day. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, little pieces of time that often go unnoticed.
Like waiting for a bus, standing in line, or waiting for your coffee.
Exactly. Those moments can be more useful than people think.
We also use the word distracted.
Yes. Distracted means your attention keeps jumping from one thing to another.
Like when you're studying, but you check your phone every 2 minutes.
That's a perfect example.
Unfortunately, I've done that many times.
I think we all have. And then there's my favorite phrase, time thief.
That's a good one. A time thief is something that quietly steals your time without giving much back.
Exactly. Mindless scrolling can be a time thief. Too many notifications can be a time thief.
And sometimes we don't notice until it's too late.
That's true. We also talked about investing your time.
I love that idea.
Me too, because when you invest time in something useful today, you often get a reward later.
Like listening to English regularly.
Exactly. You're investing in your future self.
We also mentioned routines.
A routine is simply something you do regularly, something that becomes part of your day.
Like making coffee every morning.
Or listening to English for 10 minutes before bed.
And finally, balance.
One of the most important words.
Definitely.
Balance means not too much and not too little. A healthy mix.
A little work, a little learning, a little fun, and a little rest.
Exactly. That's how progress becomes sustainable.
And if you didn't understand every word today, that's completely okay.
Yes, you don't need to understand everything the first time. Real learning takes time.
And every time you listen again, you notice something new. Before we finish, let's give our listeners a simple challenge.
I like that idea. First, choose one tiny English goal for today.
Second, decide exactly when you'll do it.
Third, make it enjoyable.
And finally, be kind to yourself.
Progress doesn't come from being perfect.
It comes from showing up again and again.
Before we go, let's quickly remember today's 5 tips.
Make a tiny plan.
Use your pocket time.
Make English enjoyable.
Watch out for time thieves.
And remember that rest is part of progress too.
That's a beautiful message. And now we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing that wastes your time? And what's one small change you'd like to make this week?
Share your answer in the comments. Your idea might inspire someone else.
And if you enjoyed spending this time with us, don't forget to subscribe to Emma Daily Podcast.
Give this episode a like and share it with a friend who's learning English.
Thank you so much for being here. Remember, you don't need huge changes to improve your life. Sometimes one small step is enough.
And sometimes that small step starts today.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and be kind to yourself. This is Emma Daily Podcast. Bye, everyone.